Alright, hello. Welcome back. Sorry for the delay. I just had to celebrate for the past day just to process what happened this card. This was probably one of the better cards of the year. And I did say that everyone was overhating this card. And I'm not going to toot my own horn. Toot my own horn. Toot my own horn. But I got a lot right this card. But there's a lot I got wrong. I did get a lot wrong. I underestimated some people, overestimated others. Some people just didn't move. I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about. It's just standing there stiff as a board, just letting other people punch him. But we're just going to get right to it. We're just going to start off with the main event, moving down to the early prelims. And this fight, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I did say round 3 submission. 3 or 4, but I'll take it, you know what I mean? I was pretty much there. I did say round 3 or 4 submission, and no one, I don't think anyone else besides Kenny Okoye said it. But Merab got a choke in the last fight. He didn't get a choke against Zoomer, but he got it against Sean. And I just guessed with the amount of denial that Tim Welch and Sean are in, and how much pampering Sean gets from Tim Welch. I just thought they're just going to train takedown defense. They're not going to train submission defense because I'm not expecting it. They're just expecting Merab to just hold them down and needle to ties. No, they just underestimated that Merab can actually evolve in this sport. I don't understand the hate for Merab now. I understood it for Bilal sometimes. He had an exciting fight and a semi-exciting fight against Leon. But his game plan is mostly just to hold people down. Merab at least makes it interesting. You know? No hate to either of them, but Merab makes it interesting. And even there was a fight earlier in the night where it was it was kind of boring, but I think that was just because it was one-sided, and it was it wasn't dominant, but it was one-sided, you know what I mean? It was just the other fella did nothing of substance to counteract. I'll talk about that. I'm talking about the Andreas Gustafsson. I don't blame that on Gustafsson. I blame that on Williams for not really pushing back. It takes 2 to tango. Alright. But the Merab one, I'm gonna take this win. My ego is gonna be so high for the next probably 3 predictions until I get 45-70 by a random, probably the Usman card. I'll probably get all them wrong, but this is the start, I think. The start of my downfall. This was too good to be true. And look at the strikes. Merab outstruck him every round. 5 takedowns, 1 sub attempt, and he got it done. More significant strikes as well. He did rock O'Malley a few times as well, which was crazy. But moving on. I mean, who thought this fight would go anywhere else, you know? Juliana Pena had that one moment, in round 1, where she got the upper kick, and I don't know if that rocked Kayla Harrison, or Kayla Harrison instantly knew that was a foul. But that got a point deducted from her. Kayla Harrison took the position back, and then just at the end of the round, Kimura. I don't know if the up kicks were around 1 or 2, but I think they were around 2, I think. Yeah, I don't know what people were expecting. You know, Juliana Pena was a fluke champ. I don't know why people were, just because she had good trash talk, people just suddenly forgot that she got a fluke decision that she probably didn't earn. I don't know. I guess Raquel Pennington of all people. Probably one of the worst champs in modern history. Julia Pena, probably worse. Of course Kayla Harrison was going to dominate this fight. It just made sense. But moving on. Good job, Kayla Harrison. It's mad how she's not juiced up. Imagine her juiced up. She would actually become Brock Lesnar, I believe. She would actually morph into Brock Lesnar. If she's not actually on any steroids, imagine her bulking and juiced up. That would be fucking insane. But moving on. This fight disappointed me. I did a lot of hyping of Joe Pyfer. And rightfully so. His power was the way I said it was. He did have insane power. Who has done that to Kelvin Gastelum, sorry. Who has literally done that to Kelvin Gastelum? No one. Not even Adesanya. Not Michael Bisping. No one. Joe Pyfer just got... I think he got too cocky with his power and just decided to go for that one punch. But I'm telling you, man, if he learns good boxing, good kickboxing, and his wrestling's already there, so we don't need to learn anything more about that. Blah, 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 blah. Tongue twister. I genuinely think Joe Pyfer can be champion. He just needs to work on his boxing a little bit and his kickboxing. But very good performance from Joe Pyfer. Round 3 was a bit disappointing. He should have mixed it up, but he has that power, so I don't really doubt him. But moving on. Good job, Joe Pyfer. I said knockout. We didn't get the knockout. We got 2 knockdowns in round 1, though, so I'll take that. I don't think anyone else survives those hits, though. Kelvin Gastelum has an insane chin. Anyone else would be dead. But moving on. Patchy mix. Patchy. Oh, Jesus. You know, I did say I don't know how he would look on the feet, but I said he could out-grapple Batista. He could have out-grappled him, but he decided not to grapple. What the fuck was he thinking? What game plan was it? What game plan did he have going into this fight? What was his coaches thinking? Was it him or was it his coaches? You're going against a striker, and you decide to strike with him. You're a submission artist. Like, why, of all things, would you strike with him? Just because he had that dodgy performance against Jose Aldo? Jose Aldo is one of the best strikers. My God, man, it annoys me. Didn't even try a takedown attempt. He, tried one in round 3, and it just got stuffed immediately because it was the most lazy takedown attempt of all time. If he was fresh going into round 1 and, proper Sean Brady just shooting a double leg straight away, he could have won this fight, but he just decided not to. Standing there stiff as a board. He was a glorified punching bag from Batista. And now there's going to be people hyped up with Batista. He's not that good, but he's not that good, as people are making him out after this, you know. One fluky win against a fluky opponent that literally did nothing. It's insane to me. But I'm going to move on. I do like Mario Batista, but people are going to be overrating him now. And they were underrating before, and now they're overrating again. I think his fight with Chito Vera, I think he barely wins, but I think Chito Vera will probably try catch him with something. I think that it's a close fight, but I don't see him getting a top 5 opponent, beating a top 5 opponent. But moving on. I was happy with this fight, but I predicted a knockout for Kevin Holland. I didn't quite expect him to beat the man himself. The Darz Knight rises with a Darz choke. That was insane. I think Kevin Holland's better than we're giving him credit for. I genuinely do think that. I don't think he's top 5 potential for welterweight, but I do think he's top 7. I think he's top 7 potential, with just purely with submission ability, power, and size. I think he's a good. He'll make a good go of it, and that MVP win over him aged really well. He called out Colby Covington. I think that's a great matchup. I think that's great build up. I can see that being the co-main of a fight night, or even the main event of a fight night. You know, very good performance. Well done, Kevin Holland. I'm very sad for Vincente Luque. I wish he could have shown more here, but it was just Kevin Holland was just doing too much. I think it's time for Luque to retire, or not retire, but get just easy opponents, please. Just get easy opponents like Neil Magny or something. Just please. It's almost sad at this point. Moving on. Wow, first time this happens. This fucking recap. Joshua Van probably had the performance of the night, and he didn't get performance bonus, which is disgusting. Just because he's a flyweight, I think he had one of the best fights of the night, and just didn't get anything. That was very sad for me to watch and hear. I think he deserved both performance of the night and fight of the night, purely. I don't know who to give fight of the night or performance of the night. I think performance of the night got to Kevin Holland, I believe. But I think Kevin Holland said he would give it to Van, so that's good. But Joshua Van, I told you, he's probably future champ. Not yet, but I think when he's 26, 25, I think he will be champ material. But not yet. It'll be too soon. Don't push him too far. I think an Urseg matchup makes a lot of sense. Because he's the taller opponent, good counter striking, and it'll really test Van's striking. It's either Urseg or Moreno, and I think Moreno deserves like a number one like contender match right now. So it's either Urseg or I'll go Albazi, the winner of Tyra versus Albazi. I think that's a good matchup for Van. Moving on. Why is this not working? Azamat Murzakanov versus Brenson Ribeiro. This is another one I got wrong. I predicted Brenson Ribeiro submission. I just expected him to grapple more and he didn't, so that's my bad. Murzakanov, I don't think he makes it far in the division. I think he could have beat Johnny Walker because I'm not doubting his power, but I think like a top 10 opponent like Volkan Ozdemir or like Nikita Krylov sleeps him. That's just my opinion, though. Good like future opponents for him. I would like the Krylov matchup for him. I think that's a good fight, easy fight for him. If you want to build his hype even more, I think either Krylov or Ozdemir. I don't think Krylov would take that matchup though, because he's just coming off a knockout loss. He probably want an easy fight. I can see them making Krylov versus Johnny Walker. I think that's a good fight. So I think the Ozdemir matchup makes a lot of sense. I know everyone's saying it, but it just makes sense. Who do I think wins that fight? I'm going to go with Ozdemir. I think Ozdemir wins that fight pretty easily. But moving on. Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. If you're going to look at the stats here, it says that Waldo Cortez Acosta landed 111. He just did not. I thought this was a robbery, personally. It was a closer fight than like a Volkov versus Gan, but I did think Spivak did enough to win it, and it was very saddening when I saw them raise Waldo Cortez Acosta. But I'm not going to try to make excuses. I did say submission for Spivak, and he just didn't like grapple. My bad. I did think he win the fight though. I think what UFC are doing right now, I think they're just trying to make like new contenders for Tom Aspinall, because they know Tom's already beaten anyone. And we know Tom beat Waldo. Like, it's pretty obvious, you know. But I hope Sergey Spivak bounces back. He was hard done by this time. Sad to see. I'm just going to move on. This fight I got dreadfully wrong, but can't even blame him. Gustafsson had a better chin than I thought. Chaos Williams just couldn't find the right punch, you know. Couldn't find the right counter shot to put him down. And Gustafsson, just with that Merab pace, just slowly dragging Chaos down. It was fucking insane. Do I see good things for Gustafsson in the future? I think he wins his next fight if they give him like a barely top 15 opponent. But the minute he gets into the top 10, I think they're just too high class right now. I think he just gets... I think someone figures him out. Because he doesn't watch tape. Doesn't really do much technical stuff. He just does what he does to Chaos Williams. Just run in, wings and overhand, grapples, stays there for the rest of the round, tries to get a takedown, barely gets it. Someone's going to figure him out at some point. And I think he wins his next fight because I think they'll get him another tune-up opponent. But the minute he gets in the top 10, top 12, someone's going to figure him out. I think a good opponent for him next would be a Neil Magny, I guess. I don't know. Can't really think at the top of my head like any unranked. Maybe Mike Malott. Or like Charles Radke. They're welterweight, aren't they? Yeah. So I think maybe a Charles Radke matchup might be good for Gustafsson. I think that would really test him. But moving on. The greatest women's fighter of all time, Wang Kong. I did tell you, she absolutely dominated this fight, and she shown a new arsenal of her game that really shocked me. The leg kicks, they looked fucking brutal. I'm going to try wrap this up quicker though, because it's getting to like 15 minutes and I don't want this video to be way too long. Wang Kong just done what she done, pieced her up, mainly was the leg kicks doing the damage, which is scary. Now she has the leg kicks and the power in her hands. Give her Shevchenko. Just throw her in there. She doesn't need a ranked opponent yet. Just throw her against Shevchenko. Be like a Pereira Izzy. Moving on. Zhou Sang Yo versus Jeka Sarengi. This was probably one of the best knockouts of the year. And that's insane when we have like Mauricio Rufy and all. That one Justin Jacoby knockout against Vitor Petrino. It's absolutely insane that this kid hit a knockout of the year contender. I did say that Jekka Sergio was a bit concerned when he got knocked out by Anshul Jubilee. But I said knockout round 1 and I'll take it. But I didn't expect it to be that fucking brutal. Jesus Christ. Well done, Jekka, or not Jekka. Well done, Jusang Yo. I feel bad for the Indonesians, but they'll probably bounce back. They'll probably get a new fella in. So I hope they bounce back from this. But moving on. Kilian Salkid versus Yanal Ashmu. I did say this would probably be fight of the night. I don't know if this got fight of the night or not. But in my opinion, this was near fight of the night. I think it was more 50-50 than the Joshua Fan fight. I think the Joshua Fan fight was very one-sided. But Kilian Salkid showed a totally new arsenal of his game, the grappling. Amazing, you know. This kid's a fucking marauder, dude. I hope they give Yanal Ashmus like a decent opponent that's not like an up and coming like marauder. Who do I think both should fight next? I think for Kilian Salkid, I think a good matchup for him next would be probably Benoit Saint-Denis. But Benoit will probably want a ranked opponent next, so they'll probably give him like barely top 15 fighter. Kilian, I'd say give him someone tough. Give him a tough opponent. I would like to see a Benoit Saint-Denis matchup, but I think that's like too far ahead of him, because Benoit Saint-Denis, actually I don't know why he's done to deserve a ranked opponent, but I'd like to see this guy in the rankings soon. I think he beats most of the like top 10 guys. I think he makes it to top 7, and I think that starts to give him trouble. Now, you might be saying, Yanal Ashmus was like unranked, and you're saying this was a tough fight for Kilian, but like, I think Yanal Ashmus will also be ranked in the future. I think he's a top 10 guy, but I think Kilian is like a top 7, top 5. He will definitely be in talks for a future title opponent, I think. Yanal Ashmus, maybe he might bounce back from this. He showed very good takedown defense and like just overall striking. Kilian showed he has a chin. It was a great performance from both of them. Like, no one really lost here. It was a great showing for both men. I have bright hopes for like both of them. Alright, moving on to the final fight of the night. A Man Can Dream. I just expected Mark Troinsky to grapple more, and he really did not. I missed round 1 because my stream was down, so I'm going to just look at the stats real quick. Yeah, he did not even like try a takedown. Oh, he tried 3. How many to try in round 2? He got the takedowns in round 2 and 3, but he just couldn't hold Medeiros down, and Medeiros just outstruck him. Do I think Medeiros is a legit... Wait, is this lightweight? Do I think he's legit? No. I think he is good. I think... Does he get ranked, though? I don't know. Maybe this might be the next fight for Kilian Salkid. I don't know. I don't think Medeiros gets that far into the lightweight division. I just don't know at this point, because he had that questionable performance against an actual UFC guy, and now a short notice performance against a guy that wasn't even in the UFC and barely like a champ. I don't know. He was undefeated, but he had questionable stand up, you know. Do I think Markel Medeiros gets to like top 10? No. I see him barely getting to the top 15 and getting some hype beneath him, but I think he gets fraud checked by like a Benoit Saint-Denis and something like that. But yeah, that's been my predictions for this card. Let me know what you guys think. My fucking voice just dove there. Let me know what you guys think. Is Merab the GOAT? I will have a pound for pound re-ranking list probably within 2 days. Please let me know what you guys think. It's always a pleasure doing this. It's always a pleasure covering a Merab card. Now, before I roll over any other words as I do in that sentence, I'm going to end this video because we're approaching the 20-minute mark, and that's way too long for one of these videos, but I'm happy. Merab won. It's a good day. Good night. Alright, see ya.